So in this second feature about the Congleton Health and Wellbeing Fayre, you're going to hear from a number of other exhibitors about the services that they offer. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you find it useful. As I'm walking around the stalls here today, found a stall which is being serviced, if that's the right word, and I'm sure it is, for New Life Church. I'm with Jeff. Now, Jeff, I thought churches only met on Sundays, and yet here you are at a community event about work in the community. So, what are you doing here?
Well, Vic, yeah, thanks for asking that. So we actually meet every day with a Y in it. And yes, on a Sunday you'll find church people having a service and singing praises to God and reading the Bible and things like that. But actually, we're here representing today because of the many different things that we do in the community, and what a brilliant community it is. I think being here today and seeing all the things that are on offer and all the people who volunteer in so many different ways is just really exciting, I've got to say. Many are friends as well. So here I've got a few banners and lots of leaflets out just to explain different things. And one thing that we do is we encourage people to volunteer. One of my good friends, John, is here. He volunteers usually for the Job and Benefits Help and Support Group.
What does that group do?
Well, it used to be called Job Club because people needed help with CVs and applying for jobs, and some people didn't have computers and wanted to do job searching. So we still offer that. We offer CVs and job searching and advice like that. But also now with benefits forms, some people find the forms that you've got to fill in really, quite difficult. They can be long and they can be searching questions, and it's hard to get the answers right, or even some people struggle with writing and reading as well. So we have like a really helpful, non-judgmental, supportive group which help people with benefits forms as well. So that's a Tuesday afternoon for you.
I mean that's interesting in itself, because lots of people will think, well, this is a church doing this. I have to be a Christian in order to be able to use this service or something like that. Or, even worse, that they're actually going to beat me over the head with the Bible before they fill in the first CV application. Nothing could be further from the truth, could it?
Absolutely, yeah. There's no beating over the head. With anything. No, you might be offered a nice cup of tea, but I think that's quite acceptable.
That's a good deal. I think that.
Indeed.
So really helping people at the time that they're going to need it. They've lost a job, or they are really wanting to get out of the benefit system and to build back their self-esteem. You've got expertise in there to actually really give them practical help, and that meets on a Tuesday, I think you said.
That's Tuesday afternoons, yes. And one of our volunteers there has actually worked for Procter & Gamble, and he was in charge sort of globally, really, of recruiting people and things. So he's got a great wealth of knowledge. And you're just thinking about, you don't have to be a Christian to come to any of these things. The church is the one organisation that exists for those who are not its members, let's say. All right. And there's plenty of other things I've got on here as well. On a Tuesday still, in the morning, we've got a community group called the Jubilee Club. And that meets from 10 o'clock till 12:30, starts with breakfast, and there's some different things you can do, but it's about tackling isolation, about building friendships, and there's some brain training exercises or some craft that goes on in there.
I think I need some of those.
Some brain training exercises.
Yeah, I definitely need some brain
I think
training.
You're doing very well.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. Gosh, flattery will get you everywhere.
Well, just to point out a couple of other things, people might be familiar with the Storehouse, which is the food bank in Congleton. And, our community, so many people, individuals, schools and businesses and all sorts, they give freely, whether it's food or sometimes in money, to the food bank, so that it can support people in our town. And also many other of these organisations, they direct people when they're in need to come, or they refer people. So it's part of being synchronised with all the other groups working in town for people's good.
So there you are, 3 fantastic services provided by what is, after all, a community church. I tend to think of it as the place where the church takes place on a Sunday, and that's where the people who are volunteers who come to re-energise and to seek guidance sometimes about what they're doing. The truth is, you are a 24/7, year-long community hub.
That's right.
Actually, I was in there yesterday, and that was on a Sunday, I think. And the two people I was with, they were saying, well, who owns the building? All of the building, all these rooms.
Sure,
and what do you do with all these rooms? Well, it's obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Almost every day there is something happening, whether it's looking after young people.
Just about every day.
Side,
from cradle to grave, that's it, who care for people all the way through.
And actually, we're talking to the person who knows most about this, because this is how you came into the church and find that you've got a permanent position.
Indeed, yeah. That's it.
And fires you up. I don't know how you do it, Jeff. I really don't.
Oh, it's people like you and the other people we rub shoulders with, and it's great, isn't it? So,
great.
Anyway, I'm great to talk to you.
Lovely to see you again today.
God bless you. God bless all your listeners.
We'll see you next Sunday.
See you again.
Bye. Oh, when it's Easter. My eye's been caught by an intriguing display. I can recognise the radiation danger symbol in this small display. There's a sort of arachnid type creature in another part of it. There's a toilet. I've got to find out what that display is all about. But before that, I'm going to talk about a service which a lot of people may not be aware of, funded through Cheshire East, called One Cheshire East. And I'm here with Natasha Barry, who is part of that team, who's just going to explain a little of what they are offering to the community of Cheshire East to help them live a healthier life.
Hi, okay. So my name is Natasha. I'm a health and wellness coach. I'm a part of the non-smoke team apart from One New Cheshire East. So we are a programme that helps people with their health and give them as much support as possible. So some of the programmes that we offer is non-smoking programme. We also offer falls prevention, a weight management programme, and a couple other programmes as well. So with this diagram that discuss about the chemicals that are in a cigarette. So you have over 7,000 other chemicals in a cigarette. So that's one of the things that we're trying to help people stop smoking and kind of give them the knowledge and background information on what we can do as a programme to support people and how to kind of get them to help them stop smoking.
So obviously there have been big advances, haven't there, really, over the last 10, 15 years. I remember when I used to have a bit of a campaign when I was working with an IT company, because I was having to breathe somebody else's smoke, and I did not like that. Why should I have to do that? We ended up actually providing them the little sort of ghetto hut that they could go and hide to and quietly puff away in there. But the important thing really is to help people to quit smoking. So just go over it again, because the message is worth repeating. What are the substances which you will have in a cigarette, and what do they do to you?
Okay. So within our programme, we help people try and stop smoking. So within a cigarette, you have a nicotine that is obviously you're addicted to, and we help on our programme, we supply nicotine replacement products that helps you with the cravings, but also we help you with support. So within our programme, we help you with, we kind of have one-to-one sessions that's on the phone call or in person, and we kind of talk to you about trying to break down the habits and behaviours around smoking. But within a cigarette, you've got tar, that obviously affects your lungs, your arteries, and that's where the blood cells kind of struggle to get through. You also have carbon dioxide in it, that's obviously you can get from the cars and in the air, that affects your oxygen. So there's just a couple of things, but a lot of other people don't realise that there's over 7,000 other chemicals in a cigarette that obviously causes you harm going forward. So you've got rat poison, got other harmful chemicals as well that obviously put into the toilets, like chemicals. So there's just a lot of things that people are just unaware of that comes in a cigarette.
Yeah. And if we're talking about vapes, there's a big fanfare. Hey, vapes are the answer, because you're not going to be inhaling so much, which is harmful to you, and all you're breathing out is water. I think we're realising this is far from the truth, because you still get addicted to nicotine, And from there, what's to stop you actually saying, do you know what, it's cheaper now to buy cigarettes than it is to buy vapes?
So regarding vapes, if you're a smoker and want to quit, vaping is less harmful than a cigarette, so it's 95% less harmful. But if you're a non-smoker wanting to go on the vape, there's also harm. So the best advice I give is, if you're wanting to stop and do want to go on vape, go to the local supermarket and get a regulated vape. So that regulated vape is over 600 puffs and 20 milligrams in it. They are regulated, so they're the ones that don't have excess chemicals in. Whereas if you went online or went to a shop around the corner, they're the vapes that are unaware of what's inside, so you don't know where they're getting imported from. But if you're a smoker wanting to stop, nicotine replacement therapy is the best way forward with our coaching behaviour. But as a vape, it is 95% less harmful than a cigarette.
So really, nicotine patches through a doctor is the best way to assist to wean you off the nicotine craving. If you still want to smoke periodically, then use an official source, because so many vapes are sold out sweeties.
Yeah, that is obviously one of the big problems. Is obviously it's very accessible if you go around the corner shop and buy them, and we have the issues around there is there's certain chemicals that are getting imported by other countries, and that's where they're not regulated, and they're the harmful ones. So if you do want to ever get a vape, you're best going to a supermarket and getting one that's regulated.
My eye's just been caught by an interesting poster here, because we go, well, it's hard to get off smoking. And anyway, my granddad, he reached the age of 95 smoking, and it never killed him, but it doesn't quite work like that. But the fact is, if you take that first step, you're going to get benefits fairly quickly, fairly soon on. How does it work? I mean, because that's a really good encouragement to people. It's not just a case of struggling for 5 or 6 years. You can get benefits within 20 minutes.
Yeah. We always say that it's never too late. So the benefits are, even after 8 hours, your breathing increases, your blood pressure goes lower, your heart rate gets better, and then longer term, you're less likely to get cancers. So in 10 years, less likely to get cancer related. And it's just overall your health is a lot better. Even if you are, older and you kind of feel like, what's the point now? Your quality of life will improve in the matter of even a couple of days with stop smoking. So it is really benefit for you.
Yes, you've got this thing here that after 48 hours, all carbon monoxide is flushed out. And carbon monoxide is a killer. We know about this. We know we have to have carbon monoxide detectors. It's taking the oxygen out of your blood supply. If you haven't got the oxygen in your blood supply, you're a dead duck. Totally. So 48 hours, you're going to get a benefit. 2 to 12 weeks, your blood is pumping to your heart and muscles better, thanks to improved circulation. After a year, your risk of heart attack is halved. After a year. Surely you guys out there deserve to treat yourself better. But the great news is that here's a team working with Cheshire East that can so to speak, hold your hand.
That's it.
Nobody says it's easy. It's tough. But the benefits are massive. You've only got one life on this earth. Enjoy it. Do something about it.
That's it, exactly. We're here to help and support you the best way we can. So if you join our programme, we can have conversations each week and talk to you through how to stop smoking, help with your weight management and fall prevention as well, and just kind of guide you through the support that we offer and give you the best chance for you to kind of live a more healthier life.
So if somebody wants to make contact with you, how would they do that? Best just go on the web and look up 1U Cheshire East?
Yeah, so we have a website where you can contact us and refer yourself to the programmes, and then we also have a phone number as well.
So you don't have to be referred through a doctor or anything like that. It's up to you. Make that contact. Take this first step in a journey of 1,000 miles, which will make a difference to you and probably make your family smile, unless they don't like you anyway. But in most cases, will give you a healthier, a richer life just by you making the decision. Very much the message at the whole of this show here today.
Yeah, there you go.
Lovely to talk to you, and thanks for the work you're doing.
That's right, thank you.
Well, we're now getting into the afternoon at this fantastic Health, Wealth and Wellbeing Day, as I'm calling it. And I've met a young lady who looks the absolute picture of vibrant health, called called Vicky, and she should look like the picture of absolute vibrant health because she's part of the body that actually works with charities to enable us all to be more active and therefore to be good to ourselves. So, Vicky, tell me about really what you do and how you do it.
So hi, I'm Vicky. I'm one of the specialist health advisors at Congleton Leisure Centre, and we deliver a range of health programmes ranging from cardiac rehab, cancer, COPD, and we also do water rehabilitation classes as well.
So an awful lot of work that you do actually to help people who need to rebuild body strength after an operation or after a stroke or something like that. You actually step in as part of the provision of the services at health centres, but specialising in helping that individual get back into full health. How do they do that?
So what we normally do is we'd arrange initial consultation with them, so we'd get a better picture of the client, we'd go through the medical conditions, and then we'd set goals with them on what they want to achieve, and then we just support them throughout. So that could be like a gym programme, or if they're interested in swimming, we would just go through a generic programme with them based on their needs.
I think you've made a very important point there that a lot of people post-Christmas, I'm going to diet and I'm going to join a fitness club. If they don't actually get a proper consultation, then they might actually do more harm than good. And it's very important to understand the medical history of that person. Have they had a stroke or have they got a pacemaker or whatever? And to then literally design the programme that is right for them to bring them back. You can overdo exercise, but you can underdo it as well.
Yes, you can.
So it's a bit like when I was talking with a health food supplier in Congleton earlier, that the most important part of your service is the professional expertise that you have to come up with a programme that's right for the individual. So let's think of people my age, and we're not going to say what it is, but it's older than you might think. Somebody comes to you over the age of 60. How can you help them?
So we do a range of low impact classes. So we do a move it or lose it class, which is available for all abilities, so like COPD, also if they're unable, I've got poor mobility or physical limitations, you can do it seated or standing, and it does focus on aerobic strength, balance and flexibility as well. So it's really important that we design a programme what the client wants to do, so something they enjoy, so they can maintain the exercise long term as well, and we'd help them on that.
That's a common message which has come along actually. Don't go embarking upon a programme, for example, giving up smoking if you're not going to be A, committed to it, and B, if it's got an element of enjoyment to it. That smoking's a bad example, but weight loss.
Weight loss,
is a fairly good one. Enjoy yourself doing it.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
And be able to measure, get some feedback which says, do you know what, your blood oxygen level has increased dramatically. You were about 40% before and almost dying, and now look at you, you're pink and you're really healthy.
It's throughout the programme as well. We have like a midpoint review on week 6 and week 12, so we can see how they're getting on and what they've improved on as well. So it's really important that they carry on exercising.
So some people say, but I haven't got a lot of money and I'm just about managing to get enough money together to actually feed myself at home. Is money an obstacle? Are there ways in which they can be helped to overcome this? Because obviously you have to make a charge for part of this service.
So they do get a discounted rate when they do come on the 12-week programme. So it is about £31 for 12 weeks, but you do get unlimited use, and then after the 12-week programme you do get a discounted rate as well. So we want to try and encourage people to maintain exercise and continue doing it in the long term. So we always try and help people to do the best.
You know, I'm sitting here at this moment talking to you and I'm getting a cloud of guilt because I know this is exactly what I should be doing when we're young, we can get away with it, can't we?
Yeah.
The body is repairing itself.
Yeah.
But when we get to retirement age,
Yeah.
the body is slowing down. It's not
It
replacing
does.
muscle. In fact, it's losing muscle.
Yeah.
If you're losing muscle strength, then it's a greater effort to get up the stairs.
Yeah.
If you get up, greater effort to get up the stairs, you become breathless. And it's actually telling you. We need to listen to our bodies more, don't we?
100%, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, try not to overdo it and pace yourself. And, like you mentioned, everything does slow down, like your metabolism, your muscle mass. But little and often, just keep moving. But
I've got a feeling before I finish this interview, actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to give him some information and get me onto one of these courses. I think I need it. Well, I know I need it.
Don't worry.
My brain is working very well, but I know my body ain't working as well as it used to.
it's never too late to get back into it.
That sounds wonderful. So it's great to know that this is not just about sort of a company making money out of running health services.
Oh, no.
There's a total commitment in there for
Yeah.
the care of the community, and it's accessible. It just requires anybody that's listening to say, yeah, I'll go along to one of those sessions. So how would they actually sign up? Is there a website, or how would they do it?
Yeah, so we have got a website that will directly tell you how to actually sign up onto the programme. We have also got a contact number, email address, so anyone from our team can explain to you about the programme. If you do want to get in touch, you can always come down to the leisure centre where myself or another member of staff will help you through that as well. If you go on Everybody Health and Leisure, there is a column at the top for health programmes. If you click on that, it will tell you all about our classes. And then at the bottom of the page, you have got a newsletter and how to sign up as well.
So I've now got no excuse except jolly well stop telling everybody else to do it and go and do it yourself. Is that fair? You'll see me making an inquiry at the health centre very shortly, I think.
Oh, good.
Lovely to talk to you.
Oh, it's lovely talking to you.
Hopefully some people do come and actually notice you in the corner.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're going to have to stand up. And
Yeah, I've had a few people come in as well, so.
Rugby tackle as they come in. That's the answer. Lovely to talk to you. Thank you.
Lovely speaking to you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So just moving on now amongst the stalls here, I've come to a stall which is headed Changing Lives Together, Our Community, Your Future. Talking with a few of the stall holders before now, it's really apparent that there is a tremendous amount of help out there, but people don't necessarily know how to access it or to know what help they actually need. They know they need something, but it's a big question mark, and it's almost over the top of their heads. Now, I've got, and I nearly said Jerry Marsden, but it's not Jerry Marsden.
Pete.
It's Pete Marsden, who is working with this organisation. He's going to tell us a little bit about it. It is a charitable organisation, but they are here to help people. Pete, tell me who the organisation is and what you do and how people can actually make use of your services.
So yeah, Changing Lives Together, based in Winsford and Northwich, but we cover all over Cheshire in regards to the services we do. Do a number of things from white goods. We have warehouse in Winsford where you can buy white goods, furniture, upscaling. We have a men's sheds there as well. We also have two community groceries, one in Northwich and one in Winsford, where people can come and pay £5 and do a £5 shop, and usually get about 20 to £25 worth of shop on that. And it's not a food bank, it is absolutely a grocery. It's in every stretch of the imagination, right down to the pennies.
We have actually got one of those in Congleton. I discovered it the other day. It's just up from the town hall, a little bit further up, doing exactly the same model. But the fact is you can buy in bulk and therefore pass on at cost and saving to people on a limited budget. It's massive.
And the big thing as well, what we try to do is reduce landfill. So supermarkets such as Morrison's, Aldi, various other different supermarkets, to name a few, will donate produce that might be a few days ready to go out a day. It's still within the use ban. It's absolutely, but it would go to waste, and we can use that, and people can use that, and like I said, get £25 worth of shopping for a fiver, and get an awful lot more than they would do with the rising costs as well. So that's a number of things that we do as well. What I'm doing here today is to promote our Buddy and Befriending scheme. That's to reduce loneliness and isolation across the whole of Cheshire. So the whole idea of that is to have one of our volunteers phone someone up for half an hour a week to break that week up. It could be for a number of reasons. It could be because they've lost touch with family. It could be someone that's housebound. They might have family but just want someone, just a friend to talk to rather than sons or daughters or grandchildren, someone new to tell the stories to.
When I was a kid, your auntie, your grandmother, they lived within a stone's throw of where you were. Now we're scattered throughout the diaspora of the UK.
Yeah.
And we also tend to live in our little hermetically sealed bubbles. This is my house, this is my life.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Mrs. Jones down the road. No, I haven't seen her for ages. I wonder if she's okay. I must pop round and see her.
Well, what this enables people to do is that Mrs. Jones, who lives in Congleton and knows everyone around her, gets to speak to someone who lives in Chester, or Ellesmere Port, or maybe even Stockport, and they have different surroundings, and they can have a lovely chat for half an hour. And it's always the same person, so they don't have a different caller every week. They have the same person with our support as well. So, and the coordinators are there, not just to match people up, but there is a go-to as well. So we're there for support after the call is in place as well. I can give you the number.
What we find actually is if you just mention the organisation, obviously you've got a website,
yeah.
So just Google that, everything's there. We've got the name of the organisation, which is?
Changing Lives Together.
Changing Lives Together, but the website is?
It's an unusual one.
Yep.
Changing-lives-together.org.uk.
Now you know what it is, we say just Google the name.
Yeah, just Google the name, much easier.
You'll find a friendly person on the end of that phone who'll want to understand what the issue is, and is skilled enough to then to recognise what might help you.
Exactly. The whole website is split up into the different areas of need. So if it was volunteering that somebody wanted to do, they can click on that button and go to the application form, or call a member of staff. Alternatively, if it was maybe paint that they wanted, they might have wanted reused paint. They can go to the paint section, look it up, find out where our main depots are, and do there and make a phone call there.
I think it made a very important point there that people prepared to volunteer some of their time to contact other people is absolutely vital. You cannot do your service without those volunteers.
They are key to what we do, and in some ways, I always say we have 3 members of staff on the befriending team, and over 400 volunteers this year actually volunteering. The volunteers are probably as important, certainly I would probably say more important, because without the volunteers we wouldn't be able to do the work that we do.
Yeah. Now I'm going to cut this interview short here because there's a lady waiting very, very patiently, and I think I ought to give her the opportunity to talk to you.
Thank
you.
You
might just need, pardon the expression, his support.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So actually, just as I finished talking here, there has been this lady patiently waiting, and she actually tells me that she is somebody who's benefited from this service. I'm not going to go into her private life because that's none of my business, but it looks to me as if she can tell me how this organisation has actually helped her. Your name, madam?
Teresa.
You're Tracy, and?
Teresa.
Teresa?
Yep.
As in Teresa Green?
Yep.
Your parents have got a lot to answer for there, haven't they? Yes, I had a girlfriend called Teresa once. Teresa Green. Yes, so this organisation, how has it helped you in particular?
Pete Marsden I've known for years. I met him through phone initially during COVID time. I've used the service for a long time. I'm now more out in the community again. Every event, the food festivals, Pete will be there promoting the business. Absolute vital. I'm now on my way home, but I wouldn't leave without saying goodbye to Pete. I tell other people about the service. I've got the phone number on my phone. You know, it's such a valuable service. I tell people who are well in the community, volunteer. There's always more volunteers needed. Fantastic.
So what difference has the service made in your life?
It's helped me find extra things to support my needs. My circumstances are not good, which I'm not going to go into, but Pete's always happy, smiley, and you get to know other people.
Yeah, again, the whole issue of loneliness, particularly when you've got a physical challenge as well, it's really big, isn't it? People forget about it.
Yeah, but Pete will encourage you. It's like, I know events he's coming to, and I always make sure I come and say hello, and anyone who's come who I know, I say, have you met Pete? Would you need this service? Do you know anyone who would need it? Promote it, because it's valuable. And they run wellbeing clinics on the phone, the mental health, physical. There's such a valuable service.
Very important point there, that they provide services over the phone, because often mobility can be an issue, or the cost of transport. You can be housebound, and you can talk to somebody.
Yeah, I've just recovered from an operation, so services I can talk, brilliant. So it's worthwhile.
That's wonderful. Thank you, and thank you. I'm sorry I've held you up talking to Pete, but lovely to talk to you, and you're a great ambassador.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you. As we walk around the hall, we see many amazing sights. There's an organisation that promotes slimming. They're walking around looking like a load of rabbits. Whether they're like rabbits scared in the headlamps or not, I'm not sure. But at the other end of the hall, we've got, it's hard to describe them really. The clue would be that I'd made a beeline for the stall. We've got two people dressed up as bees, and what it says is wildlife friendly gardens. It's an idea that Rotary Congleton, we all know about that great organisation, has come up with, and I've got Simon Fallis here with me, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what they're promoting and how you can take part. Simon.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm glad you don't think I look at all silly dressed as a bee here.
I'm too polite.
What we're trying to do is we're trying to get people to be more wildlife friendly in their gardens. If we put all the gardens in Congleton together, it would be equivalent to about 400 football pitches. Mm-hmm. So that's a big area, and we can make a significant difference to the amount of wildlife we have in our gardens, which is so good for them and so good for us as well.
So we're not just talking about bees, although bees are very, very important as part of that cycle.
Yes, there's lots of things we can do in our gardens that help wildlife. Certainly planting some bee and butterfly friendly wildflowers is a great thing. Putting in a bird nesting box or a bat box, putting in bird feeders, having a little hole in our fence so that hedgehogs can get from one garden to the other. Loads of really small things that can make a significant difference to the wildlife that we enjoy.
But we can also sometimes not do things. For example, nettles, we can leave a patch.
Oh, absolutely. It's a mistake to be too tidy in our gardens. I know that a lot of people like to have a garden that's as tidy as a living room, with a nice little lawn and a flower bed around it and that sort of thing. But a little patch of logs for things to hibernate in, a bug hotel, some nettles, that sort of thing. Really good idea.
This is for the wildlife, not for Rotary members, I take it.
Absolutely.
You never fall asleet. Anyway.
No, constantly on the job. It's as I said, it's a blooming good idea, and it's yet another little saying there. But I think that whenever I watch wildlife programs on the television, if you're not careful, you can come away feeling rather depressed that the coral is bleached, the polar bears are suffering. But we have this expression to think global, but let's act local.
Locally, yeah.
Let's
absolutely.
act local and do what we can to help our wildlife in our gardens. Yes. It's really important.
So while I've got you, I've got to ask you this difficult question. A gardener's pet animal hate. The slug, which on the face of it does a lot to destroy all their hard work and making a beautiful garden, but slugs have actually got a valuable role to play, haven't they?
Well, they do, and of course, if you're lucky enough to have some hedgehogs in your garden, then they will take care of a lot of those slugs. But certainly, some of the things that we do are really important. Some of the things that we don't do are equally important. too much pesticides, too many slug killers, that sort of thing. That's part of the problem, not part of the solution. So we try to avoid those.
Yes. There are plenty of natural predators for slugs out there.
Certainly.
I've got a whole colony of frogs now because I've got a little pond down the garden.
Wonderful.
All the spawns disappeared just now, and I can't yet see that they converted. They were wriggling well, so I'm assuming they've gone into hiding, and very shortly I shall be very well controlled when it comes to the likes of slugs, because we've got frogs and toads hopping around all over the place.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
It's lovely.
And this is exactly what we hear. The people in Congleton are just so wonderful in that many people I've spoken to today are all doing some of the things that we're talking about. There are some other things that they can add on, perhaps, but it's a wonderful thing to be talking to people who are already interested in this sort of thing.
Yeah. So let's say we've got lots of people who are switched on to this. They recognise that the way in which we've done it in the past was maybe not perfect. Where are they going to get the advice? How do they contact you?
Well,
how do they help promote the good news about having an untidy garden?
Well, what we're doing, we have these leaflets and a lot of information on Facebook, in the newspaper, and so on. And all they have to do is to email me, and the address is at the bottom of the leaflet. You could also get these leaflets at the information centre in the town hall, and also at Timothy Brown, the estate agent, and the Smithy Garden Centre. And so the information is there. They email me, and I send them an information pack that's got information that's been gleaned from the RSPB and the BTO and the Cheshire Wildlife people. All very sensible, serious advice of ideas that people can do in their garden, and not with a lot of money. This is not big money stuff. No. This is a very simple but useful and helpful ideas.
And it's big benefits, isn't it? I must admit, in my garden, I look out and I wonder at the sheer diversity of bird life that I've got, just from planting 6 trees, not over trimming the privet hedges, keeping them there.
That's right.
And having a little patch at the back of the gazebo where nobody can see it. Yes. And the hedgehogs are probably quietly sleeping away.
That's exactly what we're
looking for.
Well,
not now, they're not. They're just beginning to wake up.
Beginning to wake up now.
Yes, absolutely. So that website, what is it?
It's
the email contact.
The email. It's my name, Simon Fallis at hotmail.co.uk.
And the Fallis has got 2 L's.
2 L's. Yes.
FALLIS.
Yes.
.co.uk. Why is Rotary doing this? You spend all your time making sure Santa's fit and healthy to get out at Christmas.
Well, we put together an environmental team last year, and we've been doing a lot of things to help the environment since. And we've got a couple of wildflower meadows coming together into Congleton as we speak. And we do a lot of things. We put in about 20 bird nesting boxes into the woods by the park. We've been filling up the bird feeders in the park so people can see these birds coming down. Lots of things of that sort. Planting trees for the king and so forth.
Yes.
A lot of environmental things that we're doing.
And of course you've got a big push to get more volunteers. More volunteers mean you could do more work.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Always
and that's
welcome.
Still alive and well and doing what the king wants you to do.
Certainly.
You are his ambassador. Simon, always a pleasure to talk to you. I wish you every success with this appeal. I'll make sure we enhance it in some way. I'll have to think about what I can do more.
Very kind.
But we're working on it.
And congratulations on your own garden as well. It sounds ideal.
It's coming on that way. My wife actually is responsible for the community garden at the sawmill as well.
Oh, right, of course.
So, we've been doing 1 or 2 little things there as well.
Superb.
Yeah.
Superb.
Lovely to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Moving on, we've just been talking about wildlife and the work that Rotary is doing to promote our wider diversity of habitats in our gardens for wildlife. But what about our pets? What about the situation where your pet suddenly loses mobility in some shape or form? You need an expert who can actually intervene in that process and make a difference. The lady I've got in front of me calls herself Nurse Paws. I think she's got a bit of a history as how she got into this, and I'd love to hear a little bit more about it. How did you start up this business? Why did you do it? And what do you do?
Okay. My name's Angela Stafford. I'm Nurse Paws. I'm also a registered veterinary nurse and Emmett Technique dog practitioner. I got into Emmett Technique through having it done to myself. I had a balance disorder for over 3 years called vestibular dysfunction.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, so I had double vision and the room span round.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So I had to have NHS massages on my neck and my shoulders to help my massage, to help my balance. And once those finished, those helped immensely. I went to Bear Health in Congleton.
Yes, who we talked to earlier today.
Yeah, Sue Mosson does Emmett Technique on humans. And that really helped me with my balance and everything. Ross Emmett is the founder, and he's an Australian, and he is the founder of the technique. He actually did dogs first when he was very young. He's a physiotherapist, he's done animal therapy, he's worked in prisons and he's worked down mines, he's done lots of different things to help.
So we're not talking about surgical work here of any kind necessarily with animals. This is all about freeing up locked muscles which are causing the animal to have a distorted posture or mobility issues.
Yeah, so there's things that things like arthritis, post-surgery, hip dysplasia, elbow dysplasia, wobbly back legs.
I've got them.
Yeah. so it just helps in combination with the veterinary work. To help them get them moving again and get them better quality of life for them and rehabilitate quicker.
So this is very much, you might say, complementary medicine.
It is complementary.
It's not medicine as such. It's manipulation essentially.
It's all touch, so it isn't even really manipulation, it's touch on certain parts of the muscle that relaxes that muscle, resets the muscle. So you know yourself when you tense with your shoulders and you tense right up, it just resets you all back into a more normal position.
Could you get a job in dentist? Because I know I find myself lying there in the dentist chair and my mouth's wide open, and I suddenly look at my hands and it's like, I'm not nervous.
Tense,
Relax. They're not going to hurt you really.
It has got endorphin in there as well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So a lot of the feedback I get from owners is I don't even ask them, but a lot of the feedback, apart from how they're moving, is they seem happy as well. So it's really, really rewarding.
So what reaction have you had today? Because I mean, a lot of people came here thinking this was about help for humans in the community, but you're offering an additional service.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I did ask originally, is it okay to come? Because I wasn't sure it was more a human side. But as they say, your wellness, if your animal's poorly or anything like that, your wellness is...
You will react, you will adapt.
Yeah, and they're your wellness as well, aren't they?
Yes. There's a vital link there, isn't there? I mean,
there is.
I was talking earlier with somebody about loneliness, the impact of loneliness, but just that presence of that dog there, that cat there, is so important. But if they're sick, you become sick very easily. Yeah, and next door, he's doing the sight loss information, and he knows a lot of the people who've got retired guide dogs that still with the blind owners. So the owners are really worried about the dogs and their mobility because they get bad mobility when they're older and arthritis. So I can help with those sort of things as well. So it's all connected, really. Yes. So if there's somebody out there and they've got this loved animal, I shan't say pampered pooch, that would be rather unkind, wouldn't it? This loved animal, and they know something's not right. They're perhaps thinking, well, I can't really take them to the vet because that's going to cost me an awful lot of money. Perhaps they ought to be talking with you first. How would they contact you? So you can get hold of me through Nurse Paws. I have a website, I have a phone number as well. Right, so Google Nurse Paws, basically. Yeah. And up your pop. Yeah. Or up your pup. Facebook. Yes, up your pup. But you can talk to me and discuss it, or we can do it together with the vet. And also, I am covered on pet insurance. Okay. Because I'm a registered veterinary nurse, I understand about all the symptoms and the conditions and what medications are on as well. So there you are. If you've got that loved animal out there, and it's obviously in some sort of difficulty, here's another avenue that you should definitely try. There's a lady that understands a lot more than I do about dogs. All I know is you feed them at one end and it comes out the other. And occasionally they're quite consoling and they're a welcome person to have around the house. But yes, they should definitely explore this. So lovely to have met you, and I'm glad it's been a good day for you.
Also, one thing, I do cats and other animals as well. It's not just on the dogs.
It's not just dogs, it's cats. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, anybody who can understand the psychology of a cat is doing well. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're reaching the end of a busy day and a very enjoyable day here at the Town Hall. And just before I leave, there's a lady I noticed in the corner, Asprey Acutherapy. Her name is Ali. I'm kind of interested to hear about this. We've talked about a number of ways in which people can look after themselves better. And of course, if you have got any form of pain condition of some kind, this is going to drag you down, if not make you unable to actually have a normal life. So clearly Ali has got a skill here that I need to know something about, he says, moving his backbone around a little bit. But tell me what you do, how you do it, how you train for it, and what benefits you can bring.
Okay, so that's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it's right, you've got a while.
Okay. What I do is acupuncture, and we're changing the way we're talking about acupuncture now. We're talking about it in that it works off your electrons in your body, and the college in your body is where you get your electrons from, and that needs to be flowing unobstructed and in the correct quantity to your organs for your body to heal itself, minimise pain, make sure your muscles are limber, etc. If you do have the physical obstructions, there are other therapies like the cupping and the gua sha that like break down muscle fibres that are knotted and tense, and it's very relaxing but also powerfully healing on a different level as well.
So a lot of people would be cynical. They'd say, wait a moment, this is not a Western therapy, is it? It's an Oriental therapy, but nevertheless, they're not making it up. They've been studying it for thousands of years.
No, and they're still studying it now. We still get new research coming out from Japan and China, and they're changing the protocols all the time. So we get sent protocols for ADHD, foot drop, all sorts of things. It's amazing because they observe intently, and then we get to reap the reward of their observations.
So how did you do your training for this? Was this a university thing, or was it a hands-on thing, or did you go to Japan?
Oh, well.
You wish you could.
I wish I could. So originally I trained in chemistry. I did a chemistry degree at the University of Leeds, and I found it quite stressful, and I didn't really enjoy working in the lab either. So then my friend was talking about acupuncture, and I decided to get involved with that. And that was a very hands-on learning course, and I'm a very physical person. I like to get my hands on things. It was hands-on, a lot of case studies and exams, like 3 years of exams and study, so part-time, so it stretches it out a bit more.
And then the learning really starts, doesn't it? When you suddenly come to diagnose your first patient. And you think,
absolutely.
But you can understand the physiology. They often will have difficulties sometimes, I guess, in actually describing where the pain is, and you've then got to say, right, well, you might be experiencing pain in your hip, for example, but actually the source of this is somewhere completely different.
Yeah, exactly.
It's behind your right earlobe. You know?
Yeah. No, unfortunately, I'm not a magician and I can't magic things away.
No.
But no, you're quite right. A lot of injuries start from the feet and it travels upwards, so sometimes we have to look further down the body. Sometimes it's muscles causing bone impingements that are affecting nerves and discs and things like that. So yeah. So
quite amazing. So I come to you and I say, I get up in the morning, I'm as stiff as a board. I could say, well, that's just my age. I've got osteoarthritis or something like that. I've got a physical condition. But how would you go about diagnosing what is best for that person?
I would start doing a pulse diagnosis, and I would balance your body for its current state. So sometimes we obsess over, my right shoulder's killing me again, I've got that limp, it's coming back again, but what is your body's energy doing? Which organ isn't getting the right amount of electrons to it, and why isn't your body healing itself? So that's where I start, and then I'd like to guide the chi as well. So after that we could do the cupping or the
Yes.
massage to
Yes.
release the actual problem area and reduce the pain. Cupping's very good for that.
Yeah.
And then we'll see how you get on. Because obviously these things aren't miracle cures.
No.
So
No.
be a few sessions.
But the nice thing is that you're not involving, in some cases, very, very powerful drugs.
Absolutely, I totally believe that. I've had 2 children now, and I totally believe that your body can heal itself.
And if you had a third one, there'd be no pain.
There's not going to be.
Sorry, I shouldn't go there. But yes. So where do you actually practice this? From home in Asbury?
Yeah, I work from my home. I'm just on the A34 before you hit Glebe Farm.
Have you got a website?
I do. It's asburyacutherapy.co.uk.
Is there any funny dots in that, or is that all?
It's all just one word.
Asbury, ASTBURY.
Yep. Acutherapy.
ACU.
Yep.
THER.
APY.
APY. All one word.
.co.uk.
Yeah, or just put something a bit like that into Google and make sure you put in Asbury.
Yeah.
And it's going to come up anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it will.
Listen, it's great to talk to you, and it's lovely to hear people that are applying a different approach to a problem that everybody has. So you are making a big difference in their lives.
Yeah.
Great.
It's great. It's great
Carry
to
on
see
with
people.
balancing that against family life as well.
Tell me about it.
I've passed that a little bit, but I can still remember it.
Yeah.
Lovely to talk to you. Thank you.
Thanks.
So at the beginning of this fantastic community day in the town hall, we had a word with Peter Aston. As we all know, Peter is the person that takes all the glory. The person that does all the work is Kathy Dean, who's had a tremendous amount to do. Peter, I didn't mean that. You are a doer as well. But Kathy, how has the day gone?
Oh, it's been really good, yeah. We've had about 200 people through the door who signed in, so yeah, steady pace. Nice weather always helps, doesn't it? So yeah, some really good feedback from the store holders as well.
That was good organisation on your behalf.
Oh well, yeah.
Decent weather. Never rains in Congleton, does it? No, it's always absolutely glorious. So you've had a tremendous range of stall holders here, and that's, I think, been one of the interesting things about it. I've just been speaking with a lady who's actually providing therapy to animals.
Of course, yeah.
What's that got to do with people feeling good? Because we love our animals, and if our animals feel sick, then we feel a bit sick.
Exactly.
But you've had New Life Church here.
Yeah.
You've had Rotary here.
Yeah.
You've had first responders upstairs giving some very valuable lessons in how to deal with somebody who clearly is looking a little bit sick on the floor and maybe has stopped breathing.
That's it, the defibs.
Taught me an awful lot, that has. No, seriously,
Good,
it really has, you know. Just forget about breathing in their mouth. Just beat them not to death on the chest, not beat them literally. Do it in the right way.
Yeah.
And do you know what? You'll save their life if you're lucky. You'll certainly keep them going until first responders can appear and take over from you.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
it's really worthwhile.
Absolutely tremendous from that point of view. So you're going to do it again?
Yes, it's an annual event. So this is the 7th one I think we've done. So as long as people keep wanting to attend, we will keep putting it on.
And I'm sure you'll keep it on, and tremendous value for the community.
Yeah.
Because so often they've got a need, but they don't know who to talk to.
Exactly. And it's great for the individual businesses as well, because a lot of time you can't afford to pay for stands and all the promotional material that you have to get. So to put something on where people can attend for free, both from the public point of view and the stallholders' point of view, you know, it just brings everyone together for the benefit of the community. So the partnership is happy to sponsor it.
And
the
there's
town
a real
council.
heart there in Congleton, isn't there? Both through the partnership and by the town council.
Yes, yeah.
You know, town council is, at the end of the day, not there for its own glory.
No.
It's there to serve its community.
Exactly.
And it's got some really dedicated people like you behind the scenes, taking all the flack, doing all the hard work. Well done. It's been a great day. I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Thank you for supporting it at Congleton Radio for covering the event.
That's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.